Davis Martin with the win, but it's Drew Romo's night, homering from both sides of the plate.
And the Sox, a 5-2 win, winning this series against the Angels.
Get ready for the Brooms.
White Sox got the brooms out, ready for the series sweep here against the Angels. It would be the second series sweep this season. They accomplished that already against the Blue Jays. Only had 2 series sweeps all of last year. Here he is, Eric Fetty. Bring him out, bring him out. The White Sox take the field in this finale of the 3-game set against the Los Angeles Angels.
An exciting day, certainly, and the Sox are playing probably their best baseball overall. They're in every game they play. And things are looking a whole lot better as they continue to hit the ball out of the park. And there is Kurt Suzuki, the first-year manager of these Angels. And he knows he's got himself a somewhat talented team. That being said, they're not playing their best baseball in this series.
White Sox best win percentage versus a single team against the Angels. Now that's a minimum of 10 games played dating back to 2024. So the odds are in the Sox favor here today. We take a look at the starting lineup for the Angels. It is Zach Neto leading things off. Trout and the 2-hole. Yohan Moncada gets the start at third base. Soler, Adele, and Lowe. This team can hit the ball out of the ballpark. It's the bullpen been the issue.
Betty hasn't seen many of these guys, and he doesn't have a decision against the Angels, but he's thrown the ball pretty well. This is his 4th start, 6th appearance, the ERA below 3.5, and that's more than respectable by ERA standards today. And this is how he's going to use his stuff. He loves the sweeper. When that's good, he's good. That's 37% of the time, backed up by the cutter and the sinker. And don't look for too many changes, although when he feels good, he uses that. And we'll take a look at the defense and how Will wants to line them up today. It's Antonacci, Acuna, and Hill in the outfield left to right, with Miguel, Colson, Chase, and Munataka at first base. Edgar Caro's got the plate. And our weather's presented by Four Seasons Heating, Air Conditioning, Plumbing, and Electric. 51 degrees, feels a little chillier than that. Humidity is up there. There is rain in the forecast, but right now not in evidence. And behind the plate, Vic Carapazza calls strikes 13% above Major League average into left-handers. Let's hope he gets that up to 15% before the game's over.
Neto's in the box. Eric Fetty ready on the mound. He fires his first one here today. And it driven into the seats. Foul ball, strike 1. Eric Fetty looking for his first win of the season. But as you mentioned, he has been pitching very well, just hasn't received a lot of run support from the White Sox offense.
No, and when you have an ERA at 3.5 or lower, you're getting it done. There's a sweeper, and that's the thing that he will really rely on to the right-hand hitters. You keep Neto off, you can face Trout with the bases empty. And you see the late movement and a perfect pitch.
0-2. On the ground, it is Colson Montgomery at short. And one away to start this ball game. White Sox baseball on Chicago Sports Network is brought to you by Wintrust. Different approach, better results. An earlier start than usual. A lot of kids in the house. It is weather day at the ballpark, so we're hearing a lot of screams, a lot of excitement. Even though it's early, there's still plenty of energy.
And we hope they don't see too much weather today. So take a look at the last ground ball and watch Montgomery. You see how he came up with the glove on the bad hop. The ball hops right into him, but because the glove is low, you can come up with a hop. You just can't hold your hands high because you can't come down with it if it flattens out.
Eric Fetty going to be very careful here with Mike Trout. We have seen him pound some balls already in this series. 3 for 6 with a double and 2 runs scored.
He's also 5 for 5 in stolen bases, which shows the Angels personnel that he's 100%.
Suzuki looking on, trying to get his Angels team back on track. Eric Fetty, the sweeper, is working early, out number 2.
2 right-handers at the top, and he's given them a face full of sweepers. This is a perfect pitch. You see the grip, you see the late break. Trout identifies it as a strike, it disappeared. And this year on the sweeper, opponents hitting 100, slugging 125, and the whiff rate is up there.
That sweeper is the third lowest opponent average on a single pitch, behind sliders from Robleski and Dylan Cease. Now it's a minimum of 40 plate appearance versus a pitch type, but it just shows you how lethal of a pitch that is in Major League Baseball. Bends over the plate. Strike two here to Yoan Moncada.
Good backdoor breaking ball, and the last couple of years that sweeper 24, 20%, 25, 26%. This year 37.2%.
He really found something the first year with the White Sox in 2024, and that's why he came back to the team this year.
Well, he was outstanding. I mean, they moved him at the deadline, but he had a really good run for the Sox in the early going.
1-2. Ooh, Edgar Caro tried to frame that one.
Yeah, that looked like it was a touch inside, though. I think it was a good call by Vic Carapazza. Edgar did a nice job of receiving the baseball.
2 balls, 2 strikes. And the count runs full here to Moncada. We've talked about this series because of the hand injuries, only batting from the left side of the plate. 3-2.
It was a good fastball right in on Moncada's hands. If Eric feels good about it, the backdoor slider probably ends the at bat, and that's one that you throw over the right-handed batter's box. It shaves off the outside corner to the lefty.
Swing and a miss. Strike 3. Couple punch outs for Eric Fetty. Good start. For your Chicago White Sox, looking for the sweep, it's Chase Mydroth at the top, followed by Vargas, Munetaka Murakami, who is now tied for the Major League lead in home runs this season. Austin Hayes is DHing. Montgomery, Caro, Hill, Acuna in center, and Antonacci in left.
Yusei Kikuchi goes to the mound sporting a very high earned run average. On for his 7th start. The ERA is up over 6. He's still striking out a lot of guys, but opponents' OPS at 810 is not going to win you many games. He's going to use his 4-seamer the most, backed up by the slitter and splitter and slider and cutter and a curveball occasionally.
Chase Mydroth does not offer at that one, and a challenge by the catcher on the first pitch.
The catcher is challenging the ball call.
ABS is powered by T-Mobile as we take a look.
Had the whole plate. Darno is a veteran, had a good look at it, and catchers have the best look of anybody, as illustrated by 60% of the time they are right and it's overturned.
Mydroth 1 for 6 so far to start this series, as he looks at that deceptive delivery from Kikuchi, who is now 34 years old, his 8th season here in Major League Baseball after starting his professional days in Japan.
Let's take a look at the defense and how they're going to line up behind Kikuchi. It's Adele, Lowe, and Soler in the outfield left to right. Moncada, Neto, Frazier, and Grissom is at first base. Travis d'Arnaud behind the plate. We told you about Kikuchi.
Angels gave him a lot of money. They thought he would be the ace of this staff. He is in year 2 of a 3-year, $63 million contract.
I mean, he had a good run at it before he got to the Angels, but unfortunately he hasn't consistently put it together for them, especially this year.
High out of the zone, and it is ball 4. That Sox walk is presented by IDOT. Stop for pedestrians. It's not a game.
Sox do know there's some weather in the area. However, it always behooves you to break on top early, especially when you're looking for a sweep of the series. You take some of the heart out of a team that is struggling to begin with.
You never want to hear the weather word on getaway day.
No, that's for sure.
It's time time for our lines to watch, presented by Circa Sports. Sports betting the way it should be. We check out the odds for White Sox home run hitters today. Steve, what is the play?
Vargas is my guy, and at 425 plus, I'm looking for him to get into one.
Miguel Vargas taking a look at the signs from Justin Jersley, the third base coach. As Mydroth takes his lead at first. Pops this one up, but it will get out of play into the seats. "30 games down already for the White Sox this season. 13-17 record. Much improved from 2025 and 24 at this point of the season.
Nobody in the Central is going to run away with it this year.
At this point last year, the White Sox were 7-23, and in 2024, 6-24, 30 games in.
Well, adding the power that was added in the offseason and the emergence of Colson Montgomery, they can hit the ball out of the park.
Vargas takes that, ball 2.
That was a good eye because that was enticing. It was a backdoor slider just off the outside corner.
Two to Vargas. And Vargas wants to challenge that strike 3 call.
Batter's over challenging the call of ball. Excuse me, strike.
ABS powered by T-Mobile.
It was called something. We know that. And it had a piece of the plate.
Call is confirmed. Chicago has one challenge.
This is the cutter inside and does pick off the inside corner. You see the spin? It wound up inside, but it crossed the plate as a strike.
First at bat today for Munetaka Murakami. After the home run by Aaron Judge of the Yankees last night, they are now tied for the major league lead with 12 home runs this season.
I think offensively, anything where you're tied with Aaron Judge is a good thing.
Aaron Judge is on some kind of run. He could go for 4 straight games with a home run today for the Yankees. Kids in the house already making noise, excited for Murakami at the dish. As Kikuchi and Murakami know each other very well. They exchanged pleasantries on the field the other day to start this series. Both got their careers started in Japan.
High cutters or sliders work very well left on left.
One on, one out in this first inning. 2-2 to Murakami. On the air to left field. It is Adele coming in, and there's 2 away.
I love the fact that the fans let out a roar anytime anytime Murakami hits the ball in the air. Now he is very strong, but that one didn't go all that far.
You can understand, right? Remember when we were kids?
Sure.
Anytime you got a field trip and you didn't have to actually be in the classroom, we were excited.
And for the most part, the kids loved the home run hitters, still do.
Kids providing all the juice at the ballpark here early on with a 12-10 start locally in Chicago. As Austin Hayes steps in, the DH today with 2 outs. Austin Hayes asked us to pass along a note to his grandma, Jennifer Crass. Goes by Nan to Austin, and Austin said he's so grateful for her, integral part of him getting to the big leagues, all the support that she gave to him throughout the years. She turns 80 years old today, so happy birthday to Austin Hayes' Nan. There she is. Looking good, too.
Well, Hayes can be very valuable to this ball club because he usually hits left-handers very well.
I'd love for Austin Hayes to celebrate her birthday with something special here to close out this series.
Outfield is playing very deep all the way around. That wind is starting to freshen up, and it's blowing toward the right field corner, so it'll knock the ball down to left and left center. It'll carry it in right and right center.
Two balls and a strike. Well, the White Sox are making Kikuchi work here in this first. Already 20 pitches. Off the mound, and it will go into center field. First hit of the ball game goes to Austin Hayes with 2 outs in his first inning.
One of the reasons why Austin is so valuable to the Sox is his ability to handle the left-handers. This started out to be a backdoor cutter, got too much of the plate, and Chase can't advance as Lowe gets to the ball quickly. This will be an interesting at bat. Not only is Colson having a good series, but he's really turned it up against the left-handers. At first, that was a mystery to him. Now he's starting to hit left-handers very well.
Breaking ball is in there. Strike one. Colson Montgomery has a 12-game on-base streak, carries into this one today. Over the course of that streak, he's hitting .326. 7 extra base hits, that includes 5 home runs, and 11 runs batted in. Peel to third, did not go around. That was Nick Lentz on the call. Had a great conversation with Colson Montgomery today with Brooke Fletcher. This is the 1-year anniversary of him going to Arizona, getting back on track, and Brooke will have so much more on his reflection of that. Popped up, foul territory, and it is caught by Moncada to end this inning.
Month into this season, and Will Venable said he loves the consistency and the energy he's seeing from this group on a daily basis. He also said the wins are great, but they're winning games that maybe they wouldn't have won last season or even the beginning of this season, showing real signs of growth. But it's not just one formula, John and Steve. We've talked about this. They're finding different ways to get the job done.
I'd say Drew Romo, that was different last night.
That was different, and you know, for Will to give the home run sign twice is really good.
This half inning is brought to you by Wintrust.
That's what I keep telling Will. Good home run sign, but that one game that he waited real long, I said, don't wait to the 8th or 9th inning. Give it early to a couple of guys.
For Drew Romo, his first hit in 2 seasons was also his first home run, and then backed it up with another home run. Just an incredible night for Drew Romo, getting the win for the Sox.
Well, that's something that he'll put in his memory and never forget what it felt like. And you know, the first one's always special because your first major league home run. Didn't have to wait too long, and then his second came. On both sides of the plate, very impressive.
Grounder up the middle. This is Mydroth on the shortstop side of the bag. Makes the throw. Check out the range from Mydroth. All right, it's time for today's Working for a Win, presented by Home Depot. We highlight Davis Martin, what he did on the mound last night.
He was just outstanding, and he's become the ace of this staff. And there's some talented pitchers down there in the rotation, so a job well done. Davis exits, gets the win, goes into the 6th inning, and only allows 1 run.
Breaking ball missing inside to Joe Adell, who has to get out of the way of that one.
That was a fine play, by the way, by Mydroth. I mean, he crossed over well into the shortstop side of the bag and still made the throw and got him out. We'll take another look at it. Look how far he goes for this, and has to make the off-balance throw and gets plenty on it. He gets Soler by a good 2 steps.
Love what Eric Fetty is doing on the mound. In the 1st inning, all 3 outs were recorded with the sweeper, and the cutter got the ground out there for the 1st out here in the 2nd inning. Locates the fastball. Eric Fetty's mixing it up.
There's the advantage of going with a lot of early sweepers. Makes your fastball look better, and this one had the whole plate. The location is excellent, and it just freezes Adell.
When you look at the numbers for Eric Fetty, you can see he is still pitching very well this season. Opponents are hitting just .207 coming into the game today. That's the lowest of his career. Grounded to the right side, Murakami. The flip to Fetty. 6 up, 6 down. Good start on the mound. White Sox, the Rate app gives Chicago fans an all-in-one wellness app with tools to build financial strength and guidance for fitness and stress management. Feel better, live better, play better. Download the Rate app today. Bottom of the 2nd we go. No score between the Angels and the White Sox to close out this 3-game set. And Edgar Caro starts things off. Got a strap he's working with on his bat right now. It's the first time I've seen that. It's a hitting tool that I have seen online that now has made its way into the major leagues.
If there's an advantage to anything, major league hitters will figure it out pretty quickly.
All right, let's take a look at the strap. Puts it around his knuckles, and then the bottom hand holds on tight to it. All right, keeps the top hand on the bat. Sends this one deep to right field. It is Soler, just shy of the warning track, will make the catch. Let's go to Connor for some news and notes.
Yankees starter Cam Schlittler is looking more like Yankees ace Cam Schlittler. A good outing. That cutter is unbelievable. Batters can't hit it at all. Dodgers fell to the Marlins last night, but Shohei Ohtani was good. He's got his ERA down to .60 in 30 innings of work. Trey Savage made his 2026 debut for the Blue Jays. Solid outing. The Jays will probably slow play him through the coming weeks to build him all the way back up, guys.
Thanks, Connor. And just so you know, the Dodgers will be here in June.
Over the head of Moncada, who was playing in on the grass. So Derek Hill wasting no time. A single here with 1 out in the 2nd inning. All right. Everson Pereira was pulled from the game yesterday with some shoulder soreness. He has now been placed on the 10-day injured list. And Jared Kelenic, who has been tearing it up in the minors, has been called up. His contract selected.
And in Boston, as if they don't have enough difficulties with firing their manager and coaches and all, Garrett Crochet on the injured list with a shoulder issue.
Well, Kelenic in his last 10 games hitting .333, 5 home runs, 12 RBIs in AAA. So hopefully the Kelenic will be able to make a difference for the White Sox to help out this outfield.
When he first came up, he was one of the highest rated prospects in baseball, and the Sox are hoping that he can rediscover that feeling.
Sox are seeming to find him. Drew Romo was a huge find. He was in the Rockies organization, paid huge dividends last night.
Well, so take a look at the 2 Rule 5 picks last year. If you hit on 1 like every 5 years, you're doing good. Sox hit on 2 in the same area.
Frazier starts it off, and Acuna able to beat out the double play. 2 away here in this second inning.
Good hustle by Acuna. They almost were able to turn 2. Neto comes flying across the bag. He had a long way to run. He just scrapes the bag at second base, but can't get it there in time. It's a good effort by Neto. But this is the reason why. Acuna is busting it and keeps the inning alive.
Well, Venable highlighted his team's hustle in his media press conference today. Talked about just Miguel Vargas, one of the team leaders. You always see him busting it down the line, and he really sets the tone for everybody else, as we just saw Acuna beat that one out.
Well, when your home run hitting star like Monet is hustling down the line each and every time, regardless of the situation, that rubs off on everybody else, thinking, well, he's a star, and if he can do it, I certainly have to do it.
And Tanachi pops this one up left side. Moncada waiting on it. And that'll do it for the second inning. And last night, White Sox faced Jose Soriano, one of the best pitchers in baseball. But 3 long balls got it done, and the win for the Sox. Third this half inning is brought to you by Hyundai. Pleased to be joined by Justine Fernandez, who is the VP of Marketing and Product here for CHSN. Thank you so much for joining us here in the booth. We know fans are consuming sports a different way nowadays, right? A lot of people are going to apps using different technology. What is CHSN doing, and how is the new app changing the experience for fans at home?
Yeah, so this is year 2 that you can watch the White Sox games on the CHSN app. And really, we want to be as available to as many fans as possible. We have over 160 games on the CHSN app this year, and it's a one-stop shop for White Sox live baseball. Pre- and post-game with Chuck and Ozzie, highlights, interviews, and with Mooney Mania, I mean, this is must-watch baseball. So get the CHSN app, I should say, download it, and never miss a moment, because we know, evidenced by last night, any day somebody could hit a home run.
And with the app is multi-view. How is that going to help someone watching the game know the game a little bit more?
So we really want to offer a differentiated experience on the CHSN app. So we added the multi-view experience, which gives fans the options to look at the game in different ways. So we put a camera behind home plate in every home game. A fan can get on the CHSN app and watch it from that vantage point. We've also added in some special camera views as well throughout the season this year. And this is the kind of thing that we want to be able to do on the CHSN app to make it different, to really bring the fans into the game.
What are some of those views? Because we had Friday Night All Access. I think one of the cool ones that we saw was the fan cam.
Yeah.
Kind of brought people inside the ballpark. What are some of those specialty cameras, and how can fans access that on the app?
So already this season, we had the Noah Schultz cam, followed by the Sam cam. I love the title of that one. For both of their major league debuts, we know those were highly anticipated debuts, and we also know that there's some homegrown talent. So really, to be able to give that special camera to the White Sox community and fan base, and be able to see those debuts from a different vantage point, is what really makes the CHSN app special, and it really behind a desire to want to connect with the fan base. And I think we're going to have some more in the works. I'm going to keep some of those under wraps for now, but expect some more special views, special things on the app to come.
Let's assume that there's only 5 people that don't have the app, and if they wanted to get the app, can they do it quickly?
Very quickly. We made the sign up intentionally easy. You see our QR code in a lot of places, including in the bottom of your screen at times, in the upper right. All you have to do is scan that. You sign up with your email. You pick a plan, so you can pick the White Sox only plan. You can pick the All Access, in which you get over 300 live games a year. It's a lot of games here in Chicago, and you can sign up within minutes. So if you're watching this, you'll be on within the next half inning watching this game.
Good stuff. Justine Fernandez, VP of Marketing and Product for CHSN. Thank you so much for joining us, especially because we all know that our viewing patterns are changing nowadays.
Absolutely, and the CHSN app is the place to be.
Oh, and by the way, this is becoming a very exciting team, and hopefully more fans will be exposed to the product and then eventually come out here to the ballpark.
100%. This is a fun young team to watch. As I already said, any moment could be someone's moment. So stay tuned.
All right. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you, guys.
We'll take another look at this. Kind of an inside-out swing, and you can't defend against that.
So 2 outs here in this top of the 3rd inning. The first hit that Eric Fetty has given up so far here today. And a bunt down the line, and it rolls foul.
Good idea. The execution wasn't there, and fortunately it didn't stay on the grass because that's a base hit. So Neto trying everything he can to get on base ahead of Trout, which is what he's supposed to do in a situation with 2 outs and 1 on. He'd love to drive one in. However, the guy behind him is paid a great deal of money to do just that.
There he is, the imposing figure, Mike Trout. Another bunt, and the sweeper finds the zone. Strike 2 for Fetty.
Now Vargas III can move back to his normal position as this breaking ball, and Eric didn't want to throw it inside, so this is a mistake, and a lot of times you get away with this. Neto thought it was off the plate. It turned out it was not.
Shake off from Fetty. With a runner on second base, 2 down.
If you're a veteran pitcher, I think they prefer to pretty much call their own game. I used to tell catchers, as soon as I see the column that says losing catcher, I'll let you call the game. The column says losing pitcher, however.
How are those conversations?
Well, they were quick, and then he would just walk away. But, you know, for a time I used to give my own signals. Greg Maddox did the same thing. But nowadays you got pitch com, and so a lot of pitchers have more input these days because of pitch com.
Squibber to the right side. Murakami drifting from his spot, and Fetty gets to the bag. And good to see him pop up after he got the out at first.
Not a conventional way to do it, but Eric is there, touches the bag, and fortunately he's going to come away unscathed because that could be very dangerous.
All right, we got developing news here. This was between innings. Yusei Kikuchi, he threw 1 warm-up pitch, and then the trainers came out, had a conversation with him, and that's it. The starter for the Angels, his day is done.
Very disappointing for the Angels. Although Kikuchi's been off to a slow start, he still is a competent major league starter. He does take the baseball, but now not feeling very good. And we'll look at the 1 warm-up pitch. Right there, and you can see him shake his arm immediately, hoping that it goes away, and it does not go away. Mitch Ferris is the guy that's coming into the ball game, so we see another left-hander, and we'll step out as he warms up, and we'll be back.
The game. Today we pay tribute to Sergeant First Class Michael Walker of the United States Army. Sergeant First Class Walker enlisted into the Army in 1988 and was a member of the Signal and Chemical Corps. Throughout his 20-year military career, He held various roles such as squad leader, platoon sergeant, and operations NCOIC, and served in various locations all over the world, including Germany, South Korea, Saudi Arabia, Somalia, Iraq, and Kuwait. He received numerous awards and decorations, including the Meritorious Service Medal, the Army Achievement Medal, and the National Defense Service Medal. Please give a hero's welcome to Chicago native Sergeant First Class Michael Walker of the United States Army, along with all the brave men and women who have served in our armed forces. Thank you for your service.
Beautiful pipes of Gene Honda saluting our GovX hero of the game. Bottom of the third we go, and a new pitcher on the mound.
It is another left-hander, Mitch Ferris, on for the fourth time, a fine ERA of 2.08. But the key has always been with the Angels specifically, if you can get in their bullpen, things work out well. And Kurt Suzuki did not in any way, shape, or form want to go to the bullpen this early, but he's forced to with the injury to Kikuchi. As you can see, the pen 29th, 28th, 27th, and they're much better with walk rate at 25th. However, they've given up 7 runs in 5 innings, and the Sox are into the pen early, which means a lot of struggles for the Angels today trying to mix and match. Mike Maddox, their pitching coach, has had his hands full, and we'll see how Ferris fares today.
Can you take us into the mind of a starting pitcher, goes out on the mound, throws a warm-up, and he feels something? The difference between maybe feeling tired and knowing that something is just off.
Yeah, I mean, you feel tired a lot, but you tell the difference between an injury and just soreness, and most pitchers can do that. And Kikuchi, still with a long time on his contract, didn't want to risk anything, and you can't blame him.
So the first pitch from Ferris, a challenge from Darno. ABS powered by T-Mobile. Wow, does get a piece of that corner.
Boy, ever so slightly. Angels still have the 2 challenges. Sox down to 1.
Chase Myjoth walked his first time up.
The league is hitting close to 300 against Ferris.
Pulled down the line, but foul. This is certainly one of those games where, unfortunately, due to injury, the White Sox now, the scales are tipped in their favor because of what the bullpen has done for the Angels. And now it's up to the Sox, Will Venable squad, to try and take advantage.
Bullpens have always been difficult to staff for the simple reason that normally it's the only position on the field built on failure. It's starters who don't make the rotation. It's closers who can't close consistently, and that makes up the middle part of your bullpen. There's no other position in baseball that works like that. Pretty much everything in this game you have to earn your way, and not that you don't have to earn it out of the pen, but there's always aspiring starters beneath every reliever.
Oftentimes you'll find guys who pitch better out of the bullpen because they know, all right, I've got this pocket to throw to, or I've got 1 inning of work. I can just let it go. I don't have to save it throughout the course of the game.
Former White Sox closer Liam Hendricks is a perfect example. Hendricks, as a starter, wasn't very good and probably wouldn't have stayed in the league that long, but the experimentation was, because of his high energy guy, put him in the bullpen, let him throw as hard as he can, and he turned out to be one of the best relievers of his time.
Chase Myjoth, a little poke into the gap. That one's going to fall. He will take the turn, head to second. A double to start this bottom of the third.
That Sox double is brought to you by Elgin Hyundai, home of the 20-year, 200,000-mile double warranty. This is a good piece of hitting because this ball is actually off the plate. Chase goes out and gets it, takes it to the alley in right center, and knowing Lowe's going away from the throw, he's easily into second base.
There are certain things that are now popping up in opposing team scouting reports. White Sox will bunt. They will also take that hard turn at first and take an extra base if you do not cut off the ball and get it back in quick.
Yeah, and that pressures the defense. The outfielders know if they don't get it back in quick, they're going to lose a base.
Oh, into the count here to Miguel Vargas. And that one slipped out of the hand of Ferris. A wild pitch allows Mydraw to get to third.
That seemed to be just a little wide. And by the way, it forces the infield in at all four positions. So good opportunity for Miguel to drive home the first run of the ball game.
A few clouds are hovering over the ballpark right now. It's gotten a little darker.
That's why a few runs would be advantageous.
Grounded through the hole into left field. A single for Vargas that'll bring in Mydraw, and the Sox strike first here in this third inning.
15 runs driven in. That's a slider. It's down. And the only thing you can do with the slider inside, lefty to righty, is take it through the left side. It certainly helped that with the wild pitch, the infield was in and there was no angle for that ground ball.
If you feel the buzz at home, it's buzzing here at the ballpark because Munetaka Murakami is at the plate. The day baseball game like this, I'm sure people are doing a lot of things wherever they're watching the game. Come back to the TV right now. Take a little break. Let's see what Murakami does here. In the dirt, Vargas hesitated and will go back to first.
No, the base runner in this situation, Miguel, he doesn't know how far this is going to get away. And if you're not taking off right away, you got to go back. So that's a split change or maybe a straight splitter. Either way, tough ball to handle. D'Arnaud able to knock it down. And wisely, once Miguel doesn't take off right away, just stay there, wait for another pitch.
Especially with Murakami at the plate. Nope. Vargas reading that one the whole way. Comes back standing up. Two balls and a strike to count.
Well, this is where if you had any advantage lefty-lefty, it evens out at both 2-0 and 3-1.
The pitch to Murakami. Out of the zone, ball 4. One ticket plus a free meal. You can grab your family and head to the ballpark with a family pack starting at $21 for select games. Each ticket purchase includes one hot dog, a drink, chips, and a cookie. For tickets, visit whitesox.com/family.
Meeting at the mound, and Mike Maddox goes out. Normally puts his hands on the shoulder of the man he's talking to. There it is.
One hand on the shoulder, the other over the mouth.
Had a pitching coach years ago with the Giants that would come out and he'd put his finger in your belt loop so you couldn't turn away from him.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, I was kind of wondering what was going on. It looked like he it's clouding up somewhat here.
Yeah, we've got some wet stuff starting to come down here at Rate Field as the rain has started here in this bottom of the third inning.
And at this point, they'll play through it if at all possible. Once you start the game, you certainly want to get it in. The Angels don't come back, and they certainly don't want to take up an off day to come back.
Early part of the season in Chicago, this is what you expect. Unpredictable weather, but it has been very wet here in April. Inside, off the plate, ball 2 here to Austin Hayes. Second game back since coming off the injured list with that hamstring strain, and because of that, well, Venable's going to ease him into the lineup. Not going to play him every day, build him back up. Pounded to the ground at short. One at second, and a double play turn. Time now for a message from Echo.
It's time to go yard. Echo, power on and on.
Two outs here in the third. Colson Montgomery at the plate. I asked him what it was like facing Jose Soriano, one of the best pitchers in the game, and he said, he is the best pitcher I have ever faced in my career. That is a very strong statement.
Soriano's stuff this year is better than it's ever been. I mean, he's been around a while, but had an ERA almost 4 for a career, and then somehow found the magic to start this season. And he wasn't feeling 100%, had kind of a neck issue, but once you take the baseball, there's no excuses, and the Sox did get to him.
So after the game, told the media that he woke up with a stiff neck and actually had some tape over his neck, which we saw during the game. But Kurt Suzuki was very happy that he took the ball and still tried to gut it out for the Angels and eat up those innings. Montgomery down the line and just foul.
And last night, we'll watch Soriano. Good sinker. Better sinker. And he said, "What? Let me go to the knuckle curveball." Not a great idea when you hang it in the middle of the plate. Soriano gives up a run. That was only the second run he's given up all season long. He'd go on to give up a couple more.
And the air to left field. And is slicing away from Adele in foul territory, but he makes the catch to end this third inning.
Better with Know Your Sox, and when he's not at the field, it's actually pretty low-key. He told me he's usually either playing chess or cards with his girlfriend. Big rummy guy. Now inside the rotation, he didn't hesitate when I asked who keeps things loose. He said Anthony Kay is the funniest guy in the group, and the last thing he Googled, fantasy football rookie draft. So he's in a dynasty league with friends back home, and even some guys he played with in the minors back in 2015. So he's competitive on off the field, guys, as well.
Can't beat that. You get a guy who likes chess. Great mind game.
Another fun fact about Eric Fetty. Grew up in Las Vegas. We all love Vegas. Played baseball growing up with Bryce Harper. Went to the same high school, and he said even in Little League he could tell that Bryce Harper was one of the best players around. This one is deep into left field, and it is gone. Mike Trout with a solo home run to start this fourth inning. And this game is tied. His 10th home run of the season.
That's 10 and 21 on the power numbers. And we'll take another look. This is a slider that stays down. And watch his back foot. He's changed that. He's one of the few hitters I've seen that actually moves his back foot back further and then unloads. And one of the reasons why he hit it so well was it was down. Line drive rocket. Game tied at 1.
That's why that out to Neto in the 3rd was so big. You want to face Trout with nobody on base.
Let him hit a solo shot. And he's off to just a wonderful start this year.
Moncada on the line to center field. It is caught by Acuna for the first out here in this 4th. This half inning brought to you by Toyota.
That was a hard hit ball to center field off the bat of Moncada. And when you hit it that hard and it was 109 exit velocity, the ball comes out almost as a knuckleball. And it becomes fairly difficult to catch. Acuna stayed with it and made the play.
Got to remember, Acuna is an infielder. That they're being converted to an outfielder. And the hardest ball to judge for a center fielder, that line drive right at you. This one is fading it right, and it's going to dump down in front of Hill as Soler, a 1-out single.
Sox fans, 160 games on Chicago Sports Network means you won't miss a moment this season. It's your home for White Sox baseball, and you can stream every game plus pre and post game coverage with Chuck and Ozzy. It's all on the CHSN app. So start your 7-day free trial today at subscribe.chsn.com. Chicago Sports Network, full stream ahead.
Good sinker there from Fetty as a swing and a miss from Adele.
This is the 2nd time through the order, and all 3 hitters this inning have hit the ball hard. So Eric's got to make an adjustment because the Angels have been on just about every pitch this inning.
When in doubt, go to the trusty sweeper.
Keep throwing it until somebody does something with it. I think he was trying to do that to Mike Trout. It just one of those things that didn't move. You can hang a splitter, you can hang a slider or slurve, just like you can hang any other pitch.
Balti strikes the count here to Joe Adele. Off the end of the bat. And this one is going to dump into center field. So the 3rd hit of the inning for the Angels.
That is the sweeper. Right off the end of the bat. And Adele is pretty strong. He just muscles this one into center field. Soler didn't read it particularly well because nobody really had a shot at that one. So fortunately he is on 2nd and not 3rd.
Breaking ball misses to the lefty Josh Lowe. Ball 1. When you look at the splits for Eric Fetty this season, he's actually pitching better to lefties than he is to righties. Lefties hitting him coming into today at 180 batting average. Righties 238. Sox fans, join us at the ballpark as we celebrate moms and women. Come watch the White Sox on Saturday, May 9th as they take on the Mariners at 6 o'clock. 15,000 fans will receive a women's athleisure jacket presented by Rush. To purchase tickets and prepaid parking, you can visit whitesox.com/promos. I like how you add the prepaid parking in there, because when you bring the mom out, you just want a smooth experience, right? You get there, just want to make sure everything is taken care of for mom.
There is Mickey Norton, a wonderful young lady who's one of the owners of both the Sox and the Bulls.
Wipeout pitch for Fedde, gets the strikeout. Mickey rarely misses a game. She is the biggest Chicago sports fan.
That one in the middle of the plate, and it got the job done. Mickey sees more sporting events than anybody in this city.
No doubt.
She sees most every White Sox game, most every Bulls game. She really loves hockey.
On the ground, backhanded by Montgomery, starts to get the leader runner at second. And that'll do it for this top of the fourth. Inning brought to you by Davis Law. All tied at 1 apiece, Angels and the Sox. Third game of this series as the White Sox are looking for the sweep as Edgar Carroll leads things off.
It's about time. You would think that Edgar would really start to heat it up because he's hit everywhere he's ever gone. Off to a slow start, but he still is confident that he can hit.
You can tell he's searching for answers. He had the strap the last time on at the plate, decided to take it off, so he's trying different things. Is there anything harder in sports than trying to be a Major League Baseball hitter?
No, hitting a baseball, I think, is the single toughest endeavor out of all of them. Basketball hoop, it doesn't move. Soccer net, it doesn't move. Goal post, they can move them up and back, but they're pretty much right there. But hitting a baseball, very difficult. And one of the big reasons, John, is number one, you can't really guess the spin or what's coming. Number two, you don't know if it's going to be, let's say behind your head or on the outside corner. That's always a factor with a lot of hitters. So it's really difficult, and guys now are throwing harder than ever before.
And then what makes it fun as a starting pitcher, and you see guys multiple times throughout the course of the game, the chess match of, okay, I showed you this first time up. Now I'm going to show you this second time up, and I'm going to change the sequence each time to keep you guessing. 2-2. Swing and a miss as Edgar Carroll out number 1 here in this bottom of the fourth.
Pretty good changeup by Ferris. You can see it's a split change, and you try to throw it with as little spin as you can and let the humidity, the moisture in the air, catch the seams and make it move. And Edgar was way out in front on that. He couldn't read it.
Derek Hill attacked the first pitch his first time up and hit a single.
Both Moncada and Grissom are in tight at the corners.
Derek Hill was an insurance policy picked up, and the White Sox have used him more than they anticipated, especially early in this season with the injuries to outfielders Pereira and Austin Hayes. He's been a really good addition. He's always been a guy who has been known as a burner, can make highlight plays defensively.
And he also can give you a pinch runner and also a defensive replacement. That's where his value lies.
Late on that fastball, strike 3.
Friday night doesn't end with the final out. Stick around for Late Night with Chuck and Ozzy, your late night post-game show, featuring special guest star Pat McGann. It's your highlights, hot takes, laughs with West Coast vibes. Stream it live on the CHSN app, Chicago Sports Network, full stream ahead.
Cunha's 0 for 1 with a ground out back in the second inning. Ferris is confusing some hitters at the plate with his breaking stuff.
Yeah, the split change is pretty effective. And for right now, because for most of the guys, first time they've ever looked at him, they're not reading that it's an off-speed pitch.
And he continues to go to the well.
Well, at 1-2, you can afford to throw one off the plate. And Acuna has been expanding his zone lately.
So Ferris is the second pitcher used by the Angels today. Came into the ball game bottom of the third. If you're just joining us, the starter for the Angels, Yusei Kikuchi, left the game after throwing one warm-up pitch to start the third inning with left shoulder tightness. And Acuna goes down swinging as Ferris strikes out the side. White Sox got on the board first, but the Angels tied it up, a home run by Mike Trout, as the White Sox have the brooms out looking for the sweep in the finale of this three-game set.
Back in 2017 with the Nationals, and he said he understands why guys like Jose Soriano are having the success they are right now. He said he loved working with him, called him one of the most prepared coaches he's ever been around. First guy at the field, constantly in the video room. But what really stands out is how he connects with his pitchers. Fetty said Maddox has a unique personality. We got a ABS challenge here.
ABS powered by T-Mobile.
Ball's overturned, strike.
It's a good break. It caught a little bit of the zone, and Sox still have one challenge left.
But yeah, Fetty said Maddox just has a unique personality. He knows how to get guys back on track, and he can do it in a way that's light and even funny. And that ability to relate is what makes him such a special coach, guys.
Yeah, Brooke, he's been a very good pitching coach for a long time. And pitchers do benefit wherever it is he winds up.
It's interesting because just because you're a good player doesn't mean you can relay information to others or be an effective coach, because it's all how the player receives it, how they take your message, how they take the verbiage that you use. Popped up, Murakami, foul territory, and one away to start this fifth inning. This half inning is brought to you by St. Xavier University.
I think it's very difficult for a great player to also be a great coach, because what they do instinctively, the average baseball player can't do. And I remember over the course of guys that I ran into, the Hall of Famers were not really good instructors, because they didn't know what you do when you're struggling with this, because they were never struggling with that.
It was interesting. Brooke and I had a conversation with Colson Montgomery today too about hitting, and he said it's the very same thing where hitting instructors now, everyone has their own personal trainer, and every guy uses their own verbiage and terminology. In the air to center field is Acuna. He will get there for out number 2. All right, Eric Fetty done very well, only giving up that home run to Mike Trout. 1-1 game here in the fifth.
No, this is probably going to be tough and tight the rest of the way. It is a little cooler today, and the wind is very much a factor, but Fetty's throwing well, and he's looking now to get a few runs from his teammates and maybe make it hold up. Hopefully he goes deep into this. Even with the off day tomorrow, you'd just as soon keep a healthy pen heading to San Diego.
Got the wind whipping, the dark clouds hovering over the stadium.
But Roger Bossard tells us we're going to be fine. And I always buy what he's selling, because he's the best in the business.
Earlier start than normal, 12:10 first pitch here in Chicago today. 1-1 from Fetty.
As you can see, he's kept the pitch count under control.
Strike 3, Eric Fetty. has got it going here in this finale.
Perfect pitch and out of the inning.
On this half inning, brought to you by Prevagen. See if the White Sox can give Eric Fedde some run support here to start this home half of the 5th inning. It'll be 9-1-2 to the plate, starting off with Sam Antonacci. Slow roll to the right side. It is Ferris covering. And let's check in with Connor.
Well, the MLB draft's coming up on the 11th of July, and Rock Chalowski may be a guy to watch in that draft. 5 homers in the last 5 games, 4 in the last 3. It's not just a power hitter either. He hits for average. He gets on base. He can steal bases as well, and it's top-tier defense too. Guys, he was also offered by Notre Dame to play quarterback coming out of high school. Do with that what you will.
Top prospect right now. Let's see if it stays that way with still plenty of time left in the college baseball season.
I think Rock made the right decision because his skills fit perfectly into this game.
Top of the order, 1 down for the White Sox. Chase Smydroff been on base twice with a walk and a double and scored the only run of the game for the Sox.
That split change is a good one, and Chase, who homered on the first pitch of the season, is still looking for number 2.
Up the middle, well, they had Frazier placed there, and there's 2 down. Time now for a message from Ankin Law.
Howard, my husband fell at a construction site. I knew it wasn't safe.
At Ankin Law, we're one of the largest filers of workers' compensation claims in the state. If you've been hurt on the job, in a car accident, or suffered a medical mistake, call 312-6-million.
I want to take this time. We have a really incredible media relations intern, Adam Grunt. It is his 23rd birthday today. Adam always comes by, brings us our game notes, our score sheets. And this has been kind of a funny series. We had a late one the other night with the rain delay after midnight and early start today. So sometimes people can be dragging around the ballpark, but every time Adam comes to the booth, always have so much energy and enthusiasm. He gave us good vibes today. So Adam, happy birthday. Hope you have a great day. Slow roll to the left side. It is Moncada on the move. And Vargas is retired to end this 5th inning. This half inning is brought to you by Elgin Hyundai. Beautiful shot from our center field cameras here at the rate. Eric Fedde, the starter for the White Sox.
It was this part of the order that gave him some trouble in the 4th inning.
So Mike Trout, the solo shot in the 4th to lead off that inning. The only run of the game for the Angels. And Edgar Carroll wanted to challenge that last one as he's having a conversation with Vic Carapazza. He said, I was talking to you. As Fedde is now ready on the mound, but
it's kind of a good thing because that ball was out of the strike zone and probably would have cost the final Sox challenge.
Fedde doesn't seem to bother him, keeps pouring in strikes, and that was one of the things that he wanted to work on in his last few outings, issuing maybe a few too many walks, but he has cleaned that up here today.
See if he can get him with a slurve. Tried to heat him upstairs, and that one well out of the zone.
This will be pitch number 75 today here for Fedde.
We'll take a look at the home run, and this was that sweeper, but it didn't do much of anything, and Trout took it out of the yard. So he certainly hit it hard enough but not one of his best, just very effective. 364 feet.
Fastball froze him. Strike 3.
With Trout looking for a breaking ball, he gets rung up on a pitch that's out of the strike zone. I'm thinking it might have been wide. He might have been right.
He does have 2 challenges.
He does.
It's funny, we've seen that in some clips I've watched on social media around Major League Baseball. Anytime a batter and umpire have any kind of disagreement, a few times you've heard the umpire say, well, then challenge it. Kind of ends the discussion right there.
The problem being that if you're wrong with the Sox, they'd like to keep that one in their pocket because this is proving to be a very close game.
Do you feel like the challenge system has worked already so far in this first month of the season?
Yeah, I think everybody's getting used to it, and I think what will change is the timing. And I don't think you want to take the ability away from either the pitcher or the catcher to challenge, but you'd like to have one late.
Over the mound, Montgomery placed up the middle. And will make the throw to retire Moncada. Brooke, what else do you have in your notebook this series?
Yeah, guys. Well, it's great to see Austin Hayes make his first start since coming off the IL. He's in that DH spot. And Will Venable told us that they thought about putting him in the outfield, but figured he kind of got his fix last night coming in for Everson Pereira. And remember, they're trying to ease his way back into the mix here. And speaking of Everson Pereira, you guys mentioned going on the IL, Jared Kelenic getting called up, and he already is here. I saw him talking with some of his teammates, catching up with guys. He's going to go with the team to San Diego. And speaking of the dugout, I know everybody on the socials is trying to figure out what this home run wand is that Mike Vasil has been using. So I got the story. So he told me that Jordan Leisure actually gave it to him. It's a Harry Potter wand, and he's using it, quote, to put a spell on the other teams. I guess that's how he worded it. Clearly it's working. It's just a placeholder, though. It's not the actual home run prop. I'm told that it's on the way. But, you know, of course Mike Vasil would have a home run wand, guys.
How about that tease that there is a home run prop in the works, and we could see it soon for the White Sox? Ooh, I like the sound of that.
Of a Munetaka Murakami home run. The home run that Mune hit in game 1 of this series left the bat at 48 degrees. At 50 degrees, a batted ball is classified as a pop-up. I only just passed Mr. Lekowitz's AP physics class, but according to my math, you got to be really strong to get a ball out at 48 degrees off the bat. He's got a 95-mile-an-hour average exit velo, top 3% of MLB hitters.
It equates to that. 12 home runs this season, tied for the major league lead with Aaron Judge.
Well, when he was signed, Chris Getz said this is one of the most powerful guys on the planet as it pertains to exit velocity and distance of home runs, and he was exactly right.
Some of the home runs that he's just flicked out, I think, have been his most impressive. It shows you the hand speed, shows you the power. And we have a timeout as a bag is on the field.
Oh, we have a timeout. You know, I looked at Southpaw today. He looks like he's got a little more spring in his step. And the reason is Bobby Bertucci brought up some cheeseburgers before the game, and I shared one with Southpaw. Well, the paw was ecstatic, and right now he's deliriously happy.
Three balls and a strike here to Murakami as the Sox look to break this tie here in the home half of the 6th.
That went just a little higher than Murakami would have liked. Ferris has been awfully good since coming in.
The appeal to third did not go around, so the second walk today for Murakami. Are you ready for your winning moment? Find it at Wind Creek Chicago Southland, where the action never stops. Play the hottest table games, enjoy the newest slots, and celebrate big jackpots. At Wind Creek, there's a win waiting for you around every corner.
That's a look from just over where you can get one of those Bobby Bertucci burgers at the patio. And they are wondrous.
Big hack from Austin Hayes as he tried to ambush that first pitch.
They're still playing very deep all the way around in the Angel outfield.
Always loved the old school look for Austin Hayes. Got the high socks with the stirrups. No batting gloves. Just get some dirt on his hands. Well, throwback baseball right there. Oh, 2. I remember as a kid playing Little League, thinking when I put on stirrups for the first time, it was the coolest thing ever. And how the gear has advanced now over the years.
It certainly has that.
Grab your friends and head to the ballpark for Miller Lite Baseball and Brews. You get 1 ticket and 2 beers starting at $24. You must be 21 and over with a valid ID. To purchase tickets, visit whitesox.com/brews. Runner goes, and the pitch is lined into right field. Murakami, after the slide, pops up, heads to third. But Hayes, off the back throw, is picked off at first.
Hopefully he's okay. But being an outfielder himself, you got to be aware of the throw behind you. So Laird does a nice job of getting it back in. And unfortunately, Hayes is straying too far off the bag. Tries to move away from the tag. Can't do it. Now the infield forced to come in at all 4 positions because the go-ahead run is 90 feet away.
The Angels appealed to second. Nothing doing as Murakami is on at third with 1 out. That was ruled a single and then a 9-3. Erasing Hayes at first. And we showed the highlights of Montgomery yesterday with the home run. You talked about missing those first 2 sinkers. And he said, I just got off track there. I wasn't keeping with my plan. My plan was I knew the ball had to be up against a guy like Soriano because everything for Soriano, it sinks. So he missed the first 2, reset in the box, and he said, I need to get something that's a little higher for my eye level, and took it out.
Yeah, and then he fortunately gets a hanging curveball, and it was gone.
Ground up the middle, coming home with it, and
he didn't touch the plate. It didn't look like he touched the plate. Vic Carapazza was waiting to make a call and didn't make the call.
He does make the out signal, and Murakami is going to be gunned out at home. So Will Venable is going to come out and maybe have a conversation.
I think he's going to talk about the shin guard blocking off the plate, because he really took where Murakami was going to touch the plate and took it away from him. Watch the shin guard blocking the plate.
Chicago is challenging the rule of out at home and blocking.
And it is blocking the plate, and Murakami was really lucky because right here where that shin guard meets his foot, that could have caused a broken ankle rather easily.
All right, so this is a Northwestern Medicine Manager's Challenge. We are taking a second look at the play. It's always a good idea to get a second opinion. Get yours at Northwestern Medicine. Vic Carapazza is the crew chief as he awaits word from the control center in New York to see if Travis d'Arnaud was blocking the plate. You cannot block the plate unless you have received the ball. You have to have the ball first in order to then go and apply the tag.
We'll take a couple looks at it. He puts the shin guard down. It's still a very close play at the plate. One of the reasons I think he stood up was there was no place to slide.
If he slides, there's a collision right there.
After review, the call on the field is going to stand. The runner is out. Chicago loses their challenge.
So they're going to say d'Arnaud caught the ball and then moved his way into the plate to block it for apply the tag. And so the call will stand.
Kurt Suzuki coming out. And he is absolutely ecstatic with the job Ferris did. He will depart in a tie game and will step out.
Joining us, let's get you caught up in what you missed. It was Miguel Vargas, an RBI single in the third. White Sox taking a 1-0 lead.
But unfortunately, Mike Trout hits his 10th home run in the fourth inning, and that ties the game at 1. A new pitcher, Chase Silseth, on for the 15th time. The ERA just under 3.5. The chase rate is really good at 38.7, meaning his wipeout pitch probably has a lot of spin and a lot of bite to it.
Swing and a miss from Edgar Caro. 2 outs here in this bottom of the 6th inning. Defensively, the Angels have erased a couple of White Sox base runners here. It was Hayes getting thrown out at first and Murakami getting thrown out at the plate.
Silseth has a really good splitter.
And a ground ball to first. That'll do it for this 6th inning. We're still tied at 1. Eddie through 6 innings so far.
18 of them, and he's filled up the zone, but he's also getting a little chase. 8 sweepers, 5 cutters, 4 sinkers, and a partridge in a pear tree. And today, the sweeper usage is up. It's been pretty good this season. Opponents hitting a paltry 100.
A 38% whiff percentage. That is filthy from Eric Fetty today.
Well, he finds himself in a tie game. He also finds himself still on the mound in the 7th inning. So a performance that we'll certainly love to see this.
A knee buckling breaking ball starts this 7th inning against Joe Adell. Strike 1.
Doesn't want to throw one up there again because that was a mistake that he got away with.
We see some showers on and off throughout this ball game today, but thankfully nothing too heavy or severe that would stop play. Oh, 2 from Fetty. Fetty a little disappointed, wanted a little more competitive 0-2 pitch there, but he has been pitching very well throughout this ball game. Here's pitch number 87 today. Just off the corner. It's about as dialed in as we have seen Fetty this season.
He's had very good stuff most of the way.
Breaking ball. It's the ground ball to short. Colson Montgomery How about a trip down on the farm? We check in with Connor.
One of the White Sox top bats in the system had a night last night. Caleb Bonham with 3 homers. This one in the 6th, another one in the 8th, and his 3rd homer of the night in the 9th tied the game, sent it to extras. The Dash would win. Caleb's hit 10 home runs on the season already. He hit 12 all of last year. That's what going from 19 years old to 20 years old to do for you. You really grow into the man strength.
He's got a little growing to do yet, but so far it's very promising, and he's one of the real bright lights in the Sox system, which is becoming very productive. That was a really good pitch. Now we'll see if it's swept low.
Catcher is challenging the pitch of ball.
ABS powered by T-Mobile.
He got a piece.
Call is overturned to a strike.
Nice job by Edgar Caro. Gets a strike for his pitcher, and it's 0-2.
Edgar is rated as one of the best, if not the best in baseball, at knowing the strike zone and knowing when to challenge a pitch.
He's a guy who fights for his pitchers. That's why a lot of guys enjoy throwing to him. And we saw he had a lot of conversation with Vic Carapazza. Annoyed that he wasn't able to get the previous challenge, and letting him know. Got that one in time.
And if you're behind the plate and you're not swinging the bat well, there's a lot of ways to help win a baseball game, like the pickoff at third. And in that same game, he laid down a sacrifice that helped win the game. So although he didn't have any hits, he made 2 plays that helped determine a Sox victory.
Rain coming down a little harder now. Cool temperatures, a little wet weather. As Fedde nearing the end of his outing. Here's pitch number 95. Popped up. This one into shallow left center. And Acuna taking charge makes the catch for out number 2. Let's all play ball. Don't miss Play Ball Weekend. It's coming up on June 5th through the 7th. It's encouraging youth everywhere to get out and play. You can visit playball.org to register for a free event near you. What a job by Eric Fedde. He has now retired 10 in a row. One of his best performances of the season.
He'd like to finish it with a flourish, get the 21 outs, and leave the rest to the pen. Ryan Hudson loosening up in the pen. Well, that didn't feel good. There's the sweeper. Ooh.
It missed that spot, but I think still got the inside thigh.
Yeah. It's kind of a middle of the body injury, like if you were playing hockey and they wouldn't tell you what happened. Upper body, lower body, middle of the body.
0-2 from Fedde. Fedde has matched his season high in terms of strikeouts. This one is driven in the air deep to left. Antonacci at the wall, looks up, and it is out of here. On Grissom, first home run will give the Angels a 2-1 lead here in the 7th inning.
We'll take another look, and there is the sweeper. And pretty much like the Trout home run, that one stayed right there, did not break. And yeah, Eric knows it's probably going to leave the yard.
It's tough because when you're not getting run support, you have to be that much more fine with each pitch. And this is an outstanding outing, only giving up 2 runs. But now you're on the other side.
You can see most home runs in March, April. 41. And the Angels have tied the franchise record. So there is some pop on this team.
Fedde now up over 100 pitches. This is a season high in terms of pitches thrown. Grounded to third. Vargas comes up on the move and will make the play to get out of this top of the 7th.
Big names. Everybody knows Murakami's been killing it. Nick Kurtz, Big Amish, sure, he can do it too. But Andrew Benintendi, since about a week and a half ago, has found something in the swing and made some solid contact. Results have followed as well. The Sox are looking for some here to start the inning.
All right, so Will Venable goes to the bench as Andrew Benintendi will pinch hit for Derek Hill to start this home half of the 7th. Jared Kelenic has also grabbed a bat as he waits on deck for the Sox.
There is the newest edition of White Sox Baseball 2026.
Benintendi in the air to right field. It is Soler. It'll stay in the ballpark. And he makes the catch at the warning track.
Follow our Sox at ChicagoSportsNetwork.com, presented by Nationwide Insurance Agent Jeff Vukovich. Get to enjoy knowing the Vuk as much as you do the jingle at JeffVuk.com, because Nationwide is on your side. Benny just missed that one.
Yeah, you did.
The wind was blowing out. Came up a touch short. Career as a pinch hitter for Jared Kelenic. He's hit 1 home run. And Darnell goes out there to have a word with Silseth, trying to give him the scouting report on Kelenic.
So another opportunity for the 26-year-old Jared Kelenic here in Major League Baseball. Former 6th overall pick by the Mets back in 2018. Made his Major League debut with the Mariners back in 2021. Played for the Mariners, played for the Braves, and now an opportunity here with the White Sox, getting called up today with Everson Pereira going on the injured list. Kelenic has been hot in AAA. 5 home runs over his last 10 games. Hopefully he stays hot here with the Sox.
Be a good time to ingratiate himself to his new team.
2-0. Do you give the new guy the 3-0 green light?
I don't. Only because Sox need a base runner. Let's see what Will has in mind.
A 4-pitch walk. Ultimate flexibility every game. The 10-ticket all-access Flex Pack lets you choose any combination of games throughout the season. You decide when and how to use your vouchers. It allows access to all 81 games, including you get 2 vouchers for the Crosstown Series against the Cubs. To purchase, visit whitesox.com/ticket plans. One on, one out, as they check on Kelenic at first.
That's a good quick move by Silseth. Key for right-handers on the move is quickness. For left-handers, it's deception.
Silseth having trouble finding the plate. That's 5 straight balls. 6 in a row. Kelenic, we were noticing he's inching, getting a bigger lead at first as he's timing the delivery of Silseth on the mound.
And the Seagull is having lunch.
What did that one find? 7 balls in a row now, as the Seagulls are feasting in center field.
Told you the concession stands were great.
I don't know how picky Seagulls are, though. Oh, there's company. Once one finds out. And back-to-back walks for the Sox here in the 7th.
Here comes Kurt Suzuki. So normally when he comes out, or any manager comes out, it usually means the bullpen, and he doesn't even want to have a discussion. We're going to the pen. We'll step out and be back.
Just joining us, let's get you caught up. This one started early, 12-10 local here in Chicago. Miguel Vargas, an RBI single in the 3rd, 1-0 Sox.
They held that until Mike Trout came up. In the 4th inning, he hit a solo home run, his 10th of the year, and that tied it at 1.
Vaughn Grissom in the top half of the 7th, a solo shot, and the Angels taking their first lead 2-1, and that is where we stand right now.
Sam Bachman comes on for the 11th time, ERA a tick over 3.5.
Top of the order, Chase Mydroth. With the White Sox threatening, Antonacci with a walk on at first, Kelenic with a walk on at second. As Bachman fires the first 2 in there, 0-2 here to Mydroth. Two on with 1 out.
Bachman almost threw that one to the screen, but for Darno. He's got a short arm delivery, and usually when you see a pitcher doing that, it means a previous injury that's shortened it up, but it's got some deception from him.
From 0-2 to 3-2. As the Sox look to tie this game in the 7th inning. Entered play today, tied for 3rd in the American League Central, just 2 games back of the Tigers for 1st. Payoff pitch. And Mydroth stays alive. Starter for the Angels, Yusei Kikuchi, only went 2 innings, left with a shoulder soreness. As the bullpen for the Angels has done a very nice job picking up after he left this game.
Ferris was outstanding, and Silseth still has a couple of men out.
Three-2. Number off the end of the bat. Gonna be a tough play. And that is touched in fair territory, so Mydroth will be tagged out as both runners advance.
This one scooped off the end of the bat, and Grissom could have let it go foul, decided to take the out. Not a bad choice. The runners move up.
You never know. The way that one was going down the line, it could have hit the bag. It could have rolled foul. You don't know.
Oh, no, you can't let it roll. I mean, you either touch it in foul territory, but most likely you take the out. And now anything in the dirt, tying runs 90 feet away.
A single will give the Sox the lead with 2 outs here.
You would think on this pitch he should get a good pitch, because pitchers do pitch with an eye on the on-deck circle. I don't think that they want to face Murakami.
Out of the zone, ball 3.
Same situation here as a 2-0. You should get a good pitch to hit. Vargas did, but he got his 2-0 pitch and fouled it off. Threw him a little slider that didn't move much, but Miguel read the spin, didn't swing.
Two outs, runners on at second and third. Here's the payoff. Grounded to the left side is Moncada. Gloves it, throws. And that'll do it for the threat here in the 7th. Sox down 1.
Ryan Hudson comes on late. This is his 15th appearance. A minuscule ERA of 1.38. He's been used as an opener very well, and there are the defensive changes with Tristan Peters in center, and Jared Kelenic stays in the game to play right field. This is pretty amazing. Shows you the versatility of this outfield. 8 used in this series. Second series this year.
Previous time using 8 in a 3-game series. Got to go back to 1992 for the White Sox. Eric Fetty threw a season high 103 pitches, gave it everything he had, but a couple of long balls. And he leaves with the Angels a 2-1 lead.
Yeah, it doesn't diminish the effort. He threw very well today.
Ground to the right side as Murakami fielding. Hudson. Did he hold on? Yes, he did. Times the steps and gets to the bag in time for the out.
Murakami ranging wide of the bag. Hard to believe he's able to corral that baseball and still keep his foot on the bag. Called by John Bacon. And that is a play where you could easily get hurt if you're a pitcher coming over there, especially a very tall pitcher who falls off the mound to the third base side.
You think of where Hudson stepped on that bag and where the runner was coming down. So ABS powered by T-Mobile. A challenge here by Zach Neto.
Call's overturned. 1-0.
It was pretty well out of the zone.
Hudson fortunate he didn't get stepped on.
Yeah, that would have been disastrous.
Hudson looking to navigate the top part of this order against the Angels. Strike two here to Neto. Neto nothing to show for his day so far.
That was just a touch wide of the plate.
Two. Swing and a miss.
Time now for the upcoming schedule presented by Toyota. Let's go places. And the places the boys are going to go is San Diego and Anaheim to see those Angels. Padres, a very good club, playing well, but the off day tomorrow.
Couple strikeouts and a home run for Mike Trout today.
And coming in next for the Angels, warming up, Ryan Zefferjohn.
A challenge from Trout. Let's see this called strike three. ABS powered by T-Mobile. And the call is overturned.
Overturned. 1-2.
Well, I mean, that was really close. 0.2 of an inch.
He did not swing. John Bacon the call at first.
Look at it from the side, and no, not even close on that one.
Two. He went around there. Couple strikeouts for Hudson. We go to the bottom of the eighth. At 6:30, catch the White Sox in their City Connect uniforms for the crosstown rivalry. Plus, stick around for a post-game fireworks show presented by Rate. To purchase tickets, visit whitesox.com/city.
Got a new pitcher in the ball game, Ryan Zefferjohn, on for the 11th time. His ERA above 5.5. Sox trying to come back late and take one away from the Angels.
Well, the Sox have the right man at the plate, Munetaka Murakami. First pitch, high, ball one. 0 for 1. Walks in his last 2 plate appearances. Tell you what, I'm noticing a lot more Murakami jerseys in the stands, as Mooney Mania has spread across Chicago. Big swing there.
Tyler Davis in the Sox pen.
Breaking ball finds the zone, strike 2. White Sox looking for a spark late, down 1 run.
That was an excuse me swing. I don't think that Monet wanted necessarily to swing at it, but he was able to keep the at bat alive.
Swing and a miss, strike 3. And it's time now for a preview of White Sox postgame live presented by Yingling. We check in the studio.
Surprising to see the Sox here when you consider that Yusei Kikuchi left the game after 2 innings. It's been all the Angels bullpen, and the Sox have not been able to do damage against them.
That's the beauty about this game. All the song people thought Angels bullpen is going to be the bullpen in the past. Look at what happened right now. They got to score a couple runs here and win the game.
All right, 5 hits, 5 walks, just 1 run. Hopefully more runs coming, and we'll see you on the postgame show.
Austin Hayes fouls that first one off down the line with 1 out here in this bottom of the 8th inning. Hayes a couple hits today, but he was taken off the base paths his last time up in the 6th inning.
That one proved costly. It would have been runners at the corners, nobody out. Soler in right field threw behind him at first base and got him.
Both teams with 5 hits, but the Angels have 2 long balls. Wow. Okay.
No chance at all for Darno on that one.
Swing and a miss, strike 3.
Sox fans, 160 games on Chicago Sports Network means you won't miss a moment this season. It's your home for White Sox baseball, so stream every game plus pre and post game coverage with Chuck and Ozzie, all on the CHSN app. Start your 7-day free trial today at subscribe.chsn.com. Chicago Sports Network, full stream ahead. Zephyr John had 8 walks in just 14 innings of work coming into this performance, but we haven't seen any control issues to this point.
The Angels bullpen has flipped the script and turned out a dominant performance. 0-2. Appeal to third. Montgomery did not go around. Count is even here at 2-2. Montgomery looking for his first hit today, 0 for 3. But Ryan Zefferjohn strikes out the side to end the 8th. This summer at a White Sox summer camp starting at $165. Kids ages 5 through 12 can register for a 4-day baseball camp. Now campers will receive a Sox swag bag with a White Sox branded compression arm sleeve, 2 tickets for a 2026 White Sox home game, and more. To learn more, visit whitesox.com/camps. So a pinch hitter at the plate as Oswald Peraza will start things off here for the Angels in this 9th inning. He replaces Moncada here in the 3-hole.
When the Angels hit home runs, they're 8-3. Today they've got a couple, and that's the difference in the game.
It's been the story for the White Sox. When the White Sox use the long ball, they play better, and same thing for the Angels. It is up to Hudson to keep this a 1-run ball game in the 9th. Very well pitched ball game on both sides. 1-2.
Peraza has swung the bat pretty well in this series. He's got some talent as an offensive player.
The off day tomorrow will give a chance for this bullpen for the White Sox to reset. So they're going to use everybody to go after this one here today. Hard hit up through the middle. And Peraza will start this 9th with a single.
That's a 4-seamer and taken right back up the middle for a base hit. So Will coming out. That's going to be it for Hudson. As he walks out, Will step out, and we'll be back. This is his second outing. Didn't give up anything the first time. And he's trying to hold him right there. He inherits a base runner at first base. With the middle of the order, a couple of tough right-handers at 4 and 5. Soler and Adele.
Gets the ground ball. Knocked down by Montgomery. Gets one at second over to first. What a pick by Murakami. The double play turned.
This is just a great effort. I mean, full coordination and a beautiful play. It's our Steinhoffels double play. Steinhoffels donates $200 to Special Spaces Illinois for every double play. Double plays that make a difference, and this one does. Great play to start it by Colson. He gets it there in time, and a very quick release with a good backhand pick at the very end of the play. Just a big effort by the defense.
Tyler Davis is such a fascinating story. 27 years old, recently called up by the White Sox. His last year in college at Sam Houston was a hitter. He had been a two-way player, but due to injuries, he just was a hitter. Went undrafted and then went to independent ball. And his pitching coach said, why don't you put the bat down, focus on pitching? Probably a good idea. Got him here to the big leagues. Nice job here in the 9th. Bottom of the 9th we go. The finale of this 3-game series against the Angels, and the White Sox will need a comeback to try to complete this sweep. Edgar Carroll leads things off for the Sox with 6, 7, 8 in the order coming to the plate. And some defensive changes. So Peraza, after pinch hitting, stays in the game at third. Lowe is in left, Teodosio's in center, and Joe Adell moves to right.
Zephyr-John has had his control issues. We haven't seen it today, but this would be a very nice time to have some control issues.
Edgar Carroll behind in the count here. 1-2. Pops it up into shallow left. It is Peraza will make the catch for the first out here in the bottom of the ninth.
First couple of games, the bullpen wasn't too effective, but today it's been as close to perfect as it gets for them. 6 in the third innings in relief because of the injury to Kikuchi. There's 3 hits and 1 lone run, and that's been it.
So Tristan Peters, who entered this game defensively in center, will step up to the plate for his first at bat. Peters in the first 2 games, 2 for 6 this series. In the air to left field. Long run for Lowe, and hits the net out of play. Tristan Peters has done a little everything for this White Sox team already, but he is still waiting for his first big league home run. And the White Sox feel like there is pop in that bat, and it is coming at any moment.
Well, you got a gentle breeze blowing straight out. Let's see if he can get one middle in and put a charge into it.
0-2. So they peeled the swing. He did not go around, so the hit by pitch will put Peters on the tying run at first.
That's the first thing that Vic Carapazza did, was look down at Nick Lentz and say, did he swing? The answer was no. He checked it up, but did he get hit? The answer is definitively yes. There's a side swing, didn't come close to swinging, so he's aboard.
Ton of speed on it first for the White Sox, the tying run. And Jared Kelenic called up today. Could he be the hero? Kelenic, over the course of his big league career, does have 1 home run here at right field. Hit near the top of the foul pole in right field.
We told you about Zephyr-John and the command, and this inning it is starting to get a little shaky.
Last night it was Drew Romo coming through for the Sox. And the breaking ball in there, strike 1 to Kelenic. The talent has always been there for Jared Kelenic, a former top prospect in baseball. Just waiting for it to come through here at the big league level. Two balls and a strike. Outside, ball 3.
Sam Antonacci waiting in the on-deck circle.
Zephyr-John battles back. Another breaking ball finds the zone.
You can see that's his comfort pitch. He's not all that comfortable throwing a fastball for a strike.
Tying run at first with one out. Runner goes. Swung on and missed. Throw down to second. A stolen base. And now a runner in scoring position, but there's 2 outs here in the 9th.
Peters with a great jump. It's that breaking ball. And Darno tries to throw from his knees and get him. That throw on the third base side of second, you're not going to get anybody there, so that represents a tying run.
Peters still doesn't look very comfortable after getting hit by that pitch and now sliding there into second base.
A lot of people don't realize that a base stealer takes a beating to his body. I mean, that's why what Ricky Henderson did, some of the other premier base runners in the game, they just take a pounding. You're going to get scraped up. Sometimes you're going to turn an ankle, but it's a big part of the game. And now with the bigger bases, teams are just running more because it's a little shorter distance between the bases.
Last chance for the Sox is Sam Antonacci in the 9-hole. White Sox are 1 for 7 with runners in scoring position today. And the breaking ball starts it off, strike 1. Zephyr-John deals. It's over the first baseman's head into right field. Peters, he will score. Antonacci, he's looking for 3. Here comes the relay at the bag. Not in time. Sam Antonacci ties this game in the 9th.
The fans here all on their feet. And one too many breaking balls. This one stayed on the inner half, and Sam just drops it into the corner. Then he's off to the races. He can see a long way to go in right field for Soler. And Antonacci just picks it up, runs it into a triple, and it's a tie game.
These new guys for the Sox keep coming through in the clutch. Drew Romo last night, Sam Antonacci today, and now Chase Mydrop a chance to win it.
And yeah, there's no give up in this team at all. I mean, we see it game after game. The team is believing in itself. They know they got 27 outs, and they used all of them to get to Sam Antonacci.
There is Drew Romo looking on, did not get the start today. As the breaking ball misses, 1 ball, 2 strikes here to Mydrop. How about the confidence of Antonacci to dig out a triple there?
He's going to be some player. Keep saying it, the fans are just going to love him.
$15,901 in attendance today, standing on their feet, hoping for a walk-off here in the 9th. On the ground, it is Peraza. Throw over, and we will go to extras because Sam Antonacci has tied it with his triple. White Sox got on the board first. RBI single in the 3rd by Miguel Vargas, 1-0.
Stayed that way for a bit, but Mike Trout comes up with his 10th home run, that coming in the 4th inning.
Tied at 1 in the 7th. It was Vaughn Grissom. He goes deep for a solo shot. Angels led it 2-1 heading to the bottom of the 9th.
And then Sam Antonacci gets a cutter on the inside part of the plate, runs it into a 3-base hit. It ties the game at 2, and that's where we stand. 3rd time on the homestand. Free baseball.
So Joe Adell, who made the final out in the 9th inning for the Angels, he will start at second as the ghost runner. And it'll be 6, 7, 8 to the plate for the Angels to start this 10th.
And Sir Anthony Dominguez coming on for the 14th time, ERA of 4.5. He's got to summon up a whole lot of that adrenaline because it is a non-safe situation, but you hold him right there, might just sweep the series.
This White Sox team just refuses to quit. Scoring late again. Good pitch by Dominguez. Quickly 0-2.
There was that splitter.
Dominguez deals. Good stop behind the plate by Caro.
Edgar did a good job because the offensive philosophy is here. Whatever you do, you got to get the runner to third. From a pitching standpoint, you're looking for a strikeout.
One ball, 2 strikes. And each team gets a challenge in the extra inning.
Challenging the pitch of ball.
ABS powered by T-Mobile.
Edgar took a shot, but it's not going to work.
Chicago has no challenge remaining.
Two.
Dominguez just reached back, got 98, and tried to throw it by him.
It is so hard to keep that ghost runner off the board when you start at second with nobody out. That's why this at bat is so big against Josh Lowe.
The key to that is to make sure you get the first guy without movement.
And Caro could not squeeze, so the bat goes on, fouled off by Lowe.
Dominguez tried to reach back again and throw a fastball by him. And almost got it completely by him, but it doesn't stick in the glove.
So Lowe will use his time in this at bat. Two. Yes, sir. Out number 1.
That one does stick in the glove. So second time is the charm. Just some heat. It's his 4-seamer. There is a little late movement, however, and there's a huge first out.
That thing is running away from lefties. Vaughn Grissom, a home run his last time up in the 7th. As he ducks away from that one, ball 1.
That one just missed getting him in the 5.
It was towards the end of the outing for Eric Fetty, who went 7 innings today. How about the sun making an appearance here in this 10th inning, as we have seen showers on and off throughout this ball game today.
Left field becomes the toughest sun field for Antonacci.
Swing and a miss, strike 1.
Well located fastball that time. Perfect pitch at the knees on the outside corner.
Grounded to the left side. Vargas, the throw across the diamond in time. As Adele stays at second, and there's 2 away.
Shonowell has not appeared in this game yet. And there he is. So Zach Bove coming out. He's going to give Sir Anthony the scouting report on Shonowell.
Sir Anthony Dominguez has been a huge addition to this White Sox back end of the bullpen. Obviously not a save situation here, but he does have 7 saves already this season. That is tied for 3rd most in Major League Baseball.
And he really has never been a full-time closer before. He's been a premier setup man. He does have some Major League saves coming into this year. But with his stuff, the Sox decided, you know what, a 2-year deal at pretty good money was something that they wanted to extend to him, because to a man, the folks in the front office felt this team would be better this year and we could really use a closer, and Sir Anthony has been anointed as that guy.
First pitch here to Shonowell, missing low and inside, ball 1. Other thing we've noticed out of Dominguez, and it's kind of typical of closers, the more active he is, the sharper he stays.
Yeah, I think what I've always said is that a closer will rust away before he wears away. So you got to get him an inning every now and then.
Finds the zone, strike 1. The challenge by Shonowell.
Challenging the strike call.
Well, now they're going to be out of challenges and everybody on equal footing.
Just nicks the bottom of the zone. ABS powered by T-Mobile. T-Mobile's getting a lot of love.
Lots of pub. You can never beat the pub.
A lot of challenges in this ballgame today.
That one didn't miss by much, and it pushed him off the plate.
Shakes off the first, ready to fire here with 2 outs in his 10th inning. Broken bat to second. Sir Anthony Dominguez holds that runner at second. We go to the bottom of the 10th.
Pomeranz comes out for the 13th time with an ERA of 8.74. Last time we saw him, Murakami was taking him deep. And lo and behold, after Vargas, Murakami is due up.
Sebastian Rivera will enter the game as the catcher here for the Angels. Let's talk a little strategy.
Well, they're already doing it. They're putting Vargas on first base.
So takes the decision of whether Vargas would bunt or not out of the equation. The intentional walk, and the Angels will pitch to Murakami.
Well, both Pomeranz and Murakami knew and know what happened the last time they faced one another. Kurt Suzuki playing the percentages, setting up the double play, and taking Vargas out of the equation.
Pop from the crowd as Munetaka Murakami, first pitch missing, ball 1. He has 12 home runs this season. Looking for his first walk-off moment in a White Sox uniform. Ball 2. Murakami is 0 for 2 with 2 walks today. As the Sox looking for the sweep to end this series. And it's 3-0. Oh, I know what you're going to say, Steve.
I don't give him the green light here.
Okay.
No, I don't. I mean, I know he's going to get a fastball. He knows he's going to get a fastball. Pomeranz thinks he's going to get a fastball. Now we'll see.
3-0. And a 4-pitch walk. The bases are loaded.
A lot of fans have stayed around, and they're really unhappy they didn't pitch to Murakami. But the winning run 90 feet away, and Austin Hayes just back from the injured list with a chance to send everybody to San Diego. Very happy.
Infield in for the Angels. On the ground, coming home with it is Neto. They get the force out at the plate. The first out here in this bottom of the 10th.
Neto took his time, because if he hurries, there's a chance they turn a double play there. He took his time, made sure the throw home. They got the force at the plate. And no throw. See right there was no urgency in coming to the plate.
The infield stays in with Colson Montgomery at the plate, one down. Montgomery singles into center. And that's gonna do it. The Sox walk it off in the 10th as the Monty Monster comes through and the Sox pull off the sweep.
They come back in the 9th with 2 outs and win it in the 10th. When we left yesterday, I told you to bring your broom. Let's sweep them out of town, and we'll see them in Anaheim.
The first career walk-off for Colson Montgomery as his jersey is ripped off of him. This Sox team is fun right now.
The memorable moment presented by Prevagen. Could it be any other than this? Set up by Antonacci in the 9th, won it by Montgomery in the 10th, and the Sox take the series.
The big smile on the face by the youngster Colson Montgomery, coming through in the clutch as the Sox pull off a 3-game sweep over the Angels, and will take all this momentum on the road as the Sox head out to San Diego.
They fought back in 2 of these 3, and what a sight it is for this team, the never give up White Sox.
Fans who came out today appreciating the effort for the White Sox. Got to show some love to Eric Fetty. He gave it everything he had. 7 strong left. White Sox were trailing 2-1, but the bats come alive late and win it in the 10th.
And this is winning a ball game without a home run, and that's what Will talks about consistently. Learning how to win a number of different ways. Sometimes you're just not going to hit the ball out of the ballpark, and the Sox rally in the 9th and the 10th did not feature the long ball.
It was the intentional walk to Vargas, and then they walk to Murakami, loading the bases. Austin Hayes grounded out, and then Colson Montgomery with 1 out in the 10th inning, slapping that single to center field, driving in the winning run. Miguel Vargas scoring, and a walk-off for the Sox. He's got to put his jersey back on. As
the next day, and the next day, and then getting back into it, and they don't want to mess with any kind of a hamstring injury. He's not ready to go on a rehab assignment. He told Scott Merkin of MLB.com, I've had that itch to get on the field for a long time now, but it's really starting to sting. Deep down, I'm dying to get out there. So it's way up there in the hamstring, and I think that's what's made it tougher for him to get back.
Oh, it's funny because I'm telling you, this is not easy injury. I think they have to be careful, but that's why a lot of people is against the WBC games.
WBC,
yeah,
I know.
A lot of people